Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com, and we are here today in the Cleveland Playhouse in the Allen Theater. We are here with the folks responsible for One Night with Janis Joplin, Cat Stephani, welcome to Cleveland, and Randy Johnson. Also, Randy, your background is amazing. You're the writer, director, creator of this production. Yes. Where did this all come from? I know you worked with the family of Janis Joplin. Is this a personal passion of yours? You've been waiting to do her work for years? Or?
Well, you know, I haven't been waiting to do her work, but one of the first albums I listened to at 5 years old was Cheap Thrills, and it was one of those albums that I just played over and over, and Summertime was just in my consciousness.
Right.
But in my theater work, I like to do craft biographies of artists, and this has been a work of passion since I began it 2 years ago.
You have, and you've done some amazing artists. I mean, you've been involved with. Talk about some of the folks you've done. Conway Twitty, right? You've done.
Yes.
You reopened the Ryman Theater.
I reopened the Ryman with Always Patsy Cline, which was an amazing experience to actually be on the stage where Patsy began, and to bring her back 50 years later was extraordinary.
That's amazing. Talk about this. Kat, when you are charged with bringing her back to life, I mean, what goes through your head? You know, you've got to copy a lot of what she does, but how much of your own self do you bring to this, or are you allowed to bring?
All of it.
All
of it, I'd say. All of it, for sure. Nothing really goes through my head.
You just turn it off and go?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you must have watched a lot of the films, Festival Express, and the famous stuff where she's just, it really shows what she's like.
Yeah, I definitely spent time getting anything I could get my hands on.
Do you then consciously try to avoid some of that? Or do you, I mean, because you know so much, are you afraid, oh my goodness, you know, or I have to bring my own thing into this? Or
I let it be like a happy blend, I think, of what happens.
Seriously?
Yeah. Just I don't really like try to inhibit myself. I try to just, knowing what I've seen, then just let go and let it happen.
What actually goes through your mind as you're preparing in that evening? Are you thinking what she would be thinking, or are you trying to clear that all out of your head and just think about the music?
I'm thinking about the music.
Okay.
I'm thinking about how lucky I get to be to scream at the top of my lungs with the band.
But I want to say something, is that when Kat walked into the audition, there was an essence, there was a presence about Janis in Kat, and before she started singing, I pretty much knew she had the role. There was just something magic about her, and it's even stronger today than it was a year and a half ago.
So you guys started this a year and a half ago in Portland. You brought it here.
Yes.
What's different about the production here, Randy? Is it pretty much the same, or because you have the same cast, right? I was surprised.
Yes, we do have the same cast. I've made some changes to the script. I had a chat with Janis, and we decided to change some of the form, but it's the same. I just think that, you know, I don't believe in workshops. I just like to get it up on stage and let it work.
And see how it looks on stage and let it go.
And 60,000 people saw it in Portland, and they were thrilled. And I got to watch it. I saw 45 performances and got to learn about where we could go. And, you know, it's an ever-evolving art, and I can't wait for audiences to see it here.
Well, we're very excited as well. Kat, this is really about a white sort of person interpreting the blues. You know, Janis really did that, and you also have another singer on stage with you who represents Bessie Smith and some of these great blues singers. How do you interpret that yourself as a white performer?
I'm a white chick interpreting the blues as well.
Right.
Actually, that's my favorite part about the show, is that after I really heard Janis differently. After understanding where all of her influences and what she was listening to, I heard her music differently, and I certainly sing it differently now as well.
What was different about that in your mind?
I hadn't known, I'd known Janis and some of her songs and her tunes, but I didn't know what she was listening to or where the inspiration came from, which is basically what our entire show, or a lot of our show, is. And I think you leave really understanding or hearing her differently.
So it's almost like an educational experience and getting inside her head And there's a dialogue back and forth between yourself on stage and what's going on with her influences.
Totally.
Yeah. What did you start doing afterwards when you started getting into it? Are you listening to totally different music now? Because she turned you on to...
Yeah, I'd say it's changed me. The whole show has changed me,
Yeah.
for sure. And I've definitely spent a lot of time, obviously, listening to Janis, but
Yeah.
her influences, Bessie Smith, Lead Belly,
Yeah.
Odetta, Nina Simone.
You would love it here in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame where those people get honored year after year,
Yeah.
you know, and we get to experience it
Yeah.
just like we do here. Randy, how excited are you about Cleveland? We have to talk about this. It is the home of rock and roll here. We got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, it's very important. We got people here who are really up to speed on
Right.
the history of rock and roll, probably more so than most other cities. How does that inform how you put a show on?
It's a great validation to be here, and I went to the Hall of Fame a few days ago, and to actually be in the presence of Janis's handwritten lyrics and her beads and see her car.
Her car, right? Her little Porsche. It's cool.
And also, there were so many people that I've worked with through my career to see their artifacts there and see living history. And the museum is such an amazing place to. I mean, I could have spent 10 hours in there, but to see Janis Joplin's handwritten lyrics really hit me hard, and
Right.
it was. I've always wanted to come to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and this is a great way to be here.
Great experience, good
Yeah.
excuse to do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Cleveland, both you guys. Just to clear up, Cat Stephani, no relation to Gwen, right? And Randy Johnson, no relation to the pitcher.
Nope. I have family in sports, but not him.
Not him. Okay, good. Just so we clear that up. Welcome to Cleveland. Can't wait for the show. We're
Come see
excited
us,
to have you.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in Cool Cleveland.